You're a new yoga teacher and you really want to host your own class and build your own community, and you're wondering how you do it. How do you get your first yoga student? I'm Vix, and I've built over the last 11 years multiple really busy communities in my local studio spaces that I've rented myself, and I really want to help you get there as well. So many people graduate 200-hour courses and feel so underprepared to actually do something with the teaching. Lots of people actually go on to not teaching at all, and that's really sad. So, how do you get your first student? And we're going to imagine that you are in a medium or large town. We're not going to imagine for now that you're in the centre of London. We're just going to go medium sized town, and we're going to talk about how we get our first yoga student. You find a space. Let's say you found a village hall, and the village hall is in a quiet village in your area, and there are a couple of classes happening there. One's Pilates, mums and babies yoga, that kind of thing. And you decide to put on a hatha class, yoga class, just a general class. So my first tip to get your first student is don't narrow that down too much. Just say it's yoga. Don't say it's Ashtanga or yin, even though yin is super, super popular and so is Ashtanga. People who are coming to you in a village town environment who may not have tried yoga before, they're probably just going to understand the word yoga. You can say all levels, beginner, that kind of thing. So we want to name it the right way first and not narrow it down too much. And what's going to happen over time is you're going to attract people in. We're going to really work on your brand and your message, and you're going to attract the right people eventually. But at the beginning, you're just going to see how we go with calling it yoga. And then you have to get yourself out there. And this is the part that so many people get uncomfortable with. Like, I can't do Facebook, I can't do Instagram, I can't post about myself. Well, you shouldn't have taken a yoga course then, and you shouldn't be watching a video about how to get your first student. You probably want to go and earn £20 an hour teaching at the gym then. Or we can get over it and we can realize that there are so many heart-led, really nice, non-salesy, non-yucky, icky people out there telling you via ads and posts and reels and all sorts of other ways about their offerings. If you feel like what you are going to offer in that studio is going to benefit people, and I'm pretty sure if you've graduated as a yoga teacher, you know that what you offer is going to help people. It's going to help people so much. I have lost count of the amount of regular yoga people, and I seem to attract a lot of brand new to yoga people because of where I live. I've lost count of the amount of people that have come to me after a few months and they've said really, really overwhelming things to me, like, since I've been coming to your class, my life has changed. And I'm like, no, how is that possible? But they do, they say it, they love it. You're creating something really beautiful. And there are so many villages, towns, even, back to the London idea, why not? There are so many people who would benefit from knowing about your class. So get over yourself and let's write some posts about it. So to get that first student, it's going to be about writing a couple of posts in the local Facebook groups. Nextdoor is a great one if you're in the UK. I think Nextdoor is also American. Nextdoor is like a Facebook group for slightly older people. You know how, without being ageist, Facebook is for like my generation, born in 85. We're still on Facebook. My younger sister's not on Facebook anymore. She's Instagram and TikTok. In fact, Instagram is now getting older, and it's TikTok is the early 20s. And then you've got Facebook there. My mum is also still Facebook. Then there's a whole lot of people that go on Nextdoor, and I think it's a mix, but it belongs in that Facebook category. I think you find a lot of people asking for favors like, can you take my bin out? So it's based on a geographical like postcode, and it's a great one to post on. You can do ads on there, you can do posts, you can do videos, you can do events, all sorts. And you'll register for your area. So if you live in, say, Leeds Village like I do, it will be Leeds Village next door. It will be Maidstone next door, Peacehaven, whatever it is. So Nextdoor is really good. We need to get posting. What I can tell you from all of my experience, I've started a lot of classes in my 11 years of teaching from 0 people and built it up, is when you post on Facebook groups, Nextdoor groups, when you post in different groups, so post in like your local town group and that group and this group, people get excited when they see something new. So getting your first student is not as hard as you think, but keeping your first student is probably the harder thing to do. And after the second week, keeping it coming and keeping people coming once they've seen the post a few times is slightly more difficult. So please know that you are going to, when you post that first thing on Facebook, you're going to attract people that quite like the idea of something new. And my third tip to get your first student is, again, going back to almost like a bridge to the first tip, is we're calling it yoga. We're not complicating it with a whole bunch of jargon. We're just going to make it simple. This is a mixed ability or beginner friendly movement and mindfulness class, and describe it in a way that would be quite inviting to people, that doesn't close it off. It's not like we will work on our spirituality and our chakras. I'm sorry to tell you that that might not be the best way to go in with the new class. Everybody in every class I've ever taught, and most of them are new to yoga and they're regular people that don't know yoga, they get on board with all of that stuff as they get to know you. But we don't want to advertise it like that, and I'm so sorry if that breaks your heart, but let's just talk realistic for the moment. We want to advertise a yoga class, and we want to make it nice and simple. We want to post about it. We want to consistently post about it a couple times in the different pages, and we need to get rid of that fear that people are going to think we're stupid, think we're silly, not like our post. We don't have time to worry about that. You can worry about it. I respect you for worrying about it, because I did. But now I look back and think that was silly. Don't need to worry about that. Describe it as a welcoming environment, and we're starting it next week or the week after. There are many different ways you can kind of launch a class as well. So I'll add to this last point with one of the things that I tried one year. September is the best time, I think. January and September are the 2 months that are really, really good to start new classes. So after the summer holidays, don't start a new class in August. Don't start a new class in July. But yes, so what I did a few years ago is I actually advertised on Facebook like an event saying new class launch, coffee morning afterwards, or something like that. And I sent it all around all the different groups and asked them to comment if they wanted more info on it. So I was collecting names and things like that. And I did one of them in December for January and one of them in August for September. And it's always popular. Everybody comes back from the summer holidays and they're like, oh, it's time to start doing something for my health again. And it's even better in January. Of course, we get like less sustainable growth in January, but that's more the gyms, of course. And yeah, like honestly, the hardest thing is to just get started. You need to believe that it's gonna work, because it will. There's a formula, there's a way to do it, and I'm not only basing this on my own experience. I have lots and lots of experienced friends that run yoga businesses around the UK and the world. And it's very similar. People like yoga, and you are good enough. You are absolutely good enough. You're going to get your first student in. You're going to get a couple of other people in, and you're going to teach like there's no tomorrow, even if it's one person in front of you, and you're going to ask them to recommend it to any friends they have, and it will build from there. And I just think it's amazing. So that is how to get your first student. And if you want to have a little bit more of a conversation about it, or if you still have some questions about specifically in your village, your town, your city, how that could work for you, and you want me to just help you a little bit with that, we can hop on a call anytime. I have a live diary underneath the video, so you can have a little look to see when I'm free, and I'm more than happy to talk to anybody for half an hour and give you some tips. So I'll see you soon.